All right, Zath. What do we got cooking here? Let's go.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'll let Raptor finish the rest of the statement next time. Welcome to the winners bracket finals of our North American region King of the Sea 17 best of 5 Resin versus KSM. Let's take a look at the green lineup. Resin bringing Frice and a Marceau, choosing not to take either unique captain, so no buffed survivability or adrenaline rush for him. Mad Dog in Daring with Dunkirk for the buffed consumable specialist in the typical Daring build. Eagle Lance with Jersey Mike with the buffed adrenaline rush. Behind them in the Marseille is Hungry of 15 with Honore because the buffed adrenaline rush. Another Marseille also with Honore buffed adrenaline rush, both running one running reload, one running range. We've got Algar, this smoke hider in your typical Venezia build with range. Side note, Raptor, I have yet to see a Venezia play. I think we've seen it once total this entire tournament with unique upgrade, which is weird because it was very popular in previous seasons. Behind them is K-Bomb with a Montana, just your typical battleship build with one of the special American captains, and Peyton the Rock Hider in a Kremlin with looks like that's Zemensky, but choosing not to use that buffed skill anyways.
Don't forget the Moskva.
We got to the south.
Don't forget the
Did
Moskva.
I forget the Moskva?
You did forget the Moskva.
They were moving around. Forced to watch. Yes, there he goes. And unique upgrade with reload. Okay.
All right, KSM spawning in on the south side here of game one in north. Let's have a look left to right. We'll start with Paranoid's gearing. Fairly typical build there. Lots of torpedo reload, unique upgrade. Love it. Acarona's Daring headed up towards the C cap. RPF, concealment. Okay, yeah, love it. Looks good. Malakin's Brisbane. This is a little more closer to what we would sort of expect out of a Brisbane build. We kept seeing a full gun build Brisbane yesterday. This is not quite that, but he is running outnumbered. Backed up by Red's Conqueror. Not a battleship we've seen up to this point, at least not. We didn't see one yesterday that I can think of.
Yep.
Let's have a quick peek here. We've got Jinxie's Moskva kind of hanging around mid, very nice and slow. Unique upgrade and top grade gunner. All the way on the right, Ganser's Marceau making a beeline for the ECAP. Opposite of Rice's Marceau. Might be a little bit of hot French destroyer action here in a few moments. He's backed up by double Marseille, Moko, and WH Knight running nearly identical builds. And then John the Impaler's Kremlin there, unique upgrade and of much survivability.
Yep. And that's with Kuznetsov as the captain.
Yes. So here we go. On to game one. Both teams opting for a Kremlin double Marseille-Marceau flank to E. So literally mirror images of each other here along the 9-10 line. I'm going to be really curious to see how that plays out, Zath. The only real differences in the lineups are all over on the left flank. Ragnar Venezia versus Brisbane Gearing.
Yep, I was just looking at that. Ragnar Venezia wanting to just nuke whatever destroyer they find, which will probably be the Gearing. So I'm sure that's what they were thinking would happen on this map. Or Marceau.
So Marceau's blocking E going nowhere. Decap sort of just being overwatched but not contested. Mad Dog's Daring working on C should be able to wrap that up. No way for KSM to do anything about that. BCAP, however, first one to actually convert as Paranoid's Gearing takes care of that.
Well, so far just one cap. Now there's the second. But Resin is about to get their second cap, so they will start ticking up points at a more rapid rate. You know, it's wild, Raptor, how few ships fight for the cap at D. That usually is the C cap, and usually there's a lot of fighting for it.
Yeah.
But now, that's changed.
Not on this cap configuration, right? And I, we talked about it yesterday when I was asking you about how the new maps were playing out, talking about how this E cap felt like it was really going to radically change north because, like, routinely you would see people put ships over here, but before there was never any objective points here. Now there are. And so it makes it almost, I won't say more critical, but more likely, let's say, that teams will actually push ships over here.
Yep.
Resin,
Exactly.
Resin trying to push this advantage, forced to watch his Moskva sliding up into the decap, should be able to pick it up. No way to stop him here.
Nice hit on Vifire's Marseille. Jumps him down a bit.
Yep, Akarona going to reverse into the C-cap now that Mad Dog has backed off.
Take a look on the other side. Paranoid Era's gearing. Caught on Ragnar Raider for a little bit.
Yeah, taking a big chunk there.
Yep, that was Elgar Smokehider's Venezia sap, as well as Eagle Lance.
Yep, Malikin's HE working over Eagle Lance there on the Brisbane radar as well. There's Akarona working on C. B converts. Sorry, D converts.
C.
Thank you. Man, the 5-cap configuration is just going to mess me up something fierce.
Well, we had something earlier. Look at the torps on the 10 line.
Yeah. Doesn't
2,
look...
3, 4. Despite Hydro, I mean, that's really good utility.
And more coming. These ones in front of Moko are spotted, but reversing like this, you pretty much can't do anything about it. WH is actually reversing into 2 more of these. There we go. He finally got his engine flipped, so he can avoid them.
Yeah, but Moko takes a sticky flood.
Yep, great torpedoes from Freiss there. Now Freiss opens up, going to draw a lot of hate for that move.
Yes, but he knows their DCPs are likely down.
He knows those DCPs are down as Moko floods.
So this is his opportunity to take him down. He's got room for 2 more fires. Now Knight on a fire as well. His DCP, of course, also down because of those torpedoes.
Both Marseilles on the 10 line here for KSM under a tremendous amount of threat. Moko double fire. Finally gets to a DCP, but 60 seconds from a heal. Kremlin probably going to make him a priority target here. Should be able to just punch him through the nose with the AP, I would think.
Yeah, there's really no chance for Moko to go dark either. So he knows he's out. He's just shooting to try to make something happen.
The best they can do, maybe to put WH in front of him and do a little get down Mr. President action, but I don't think it's going to matter, and it's not.
Nope. Just enough.
Fire also looking like he's going to become a casualty very shortly.
Well, KSM knows they have to answer a kill with a kill.
Well, they're about to get it, I think, although Vifire does get to a heal, so maybe not.
Yep, Ganser is going to be forced to sit there and take some more punishment to try to get this kill.
200-point lead and growing for Resin. Go ahead.
You can see the Moskvas are trying to get in on this to help their respective teammates as well.
Yep. They're going to lose Vifire. He's just going to draw as much pain as he can before he goes out, and there he goes.
Yep. And now Freiss and Knight are quite low as well, but Knight is spotted and Freiss is, well, a destroyer. So
Freiss going to go hug the island as Knight going to try to do something, but Knight has a Kremlin in his face. Torpedoes coming in. There's no way he's going to... This Kremlin salvo should seal the deal.
I like the thought behind that, but unfortunate. We have 2 Marseilles that sink next to each other.
I gotta say, South, one of the things that baffles me a little bit about that play is it feels like you're giving up a lot of the mobility of a Marseille by just parking it on the 10 line.
Well, yes. Part of the problem is the Marseilles are faster, and so when you get the Kremlin together, if you look at the minimap, they were right about the same height. So they were basically, I think, just waiting for the call, go. But then Freiss's torpedoes were there.
Yeah.
And the Kremlin was there. I think the big problem is the Kremlin was there. So they just kind of stopped, thought they were safe. Let's farm out the Kremlin. Said no one ever. Because that's just not going to work.
Yep. Brilliant torpedo strike from Freiss there. Really, really cleaned up that flank nicely. Ganser back into the E-cap. Going to hold that from ticking up. But it's a 250-point lead and holding more or less for these guys right now.
Yep.
They're trying to shove Red's Conqueror through mid, but I'm not sure they're going to get there.
No. Meanwhile, on the other side, on the 2 line, Malikin has taken some damage, probably got radared by Eagle Lance's next radar. You can see his next radar is about ready to go. So we might see him try to make a play here. Technically, I guess you could say they don't need to, but... Torps on the Venezia, though. Uh-oh, he decides to turn at the worst possible time. He's going to take 2. Ouch.
Yep, 2 big hits on Elgar.
Oh, speaking of big hits,
Acarona.
Acarona.
Yep.
I saw that there.
Acarona takes a daring torp. I just got the camera back in time to catch a glimpse of it. They do convert B, however. So for the moment, KSM on a cap advantage, closing the gap slowly but steadily. Still down a ship, though.
The answer is in trouble in the Marceau. He decided to sit in the exact same place where his teammates died.
Yeah, there's already 2 wrecks underneath your keel. I'm not sure why you're hanging out here. I think he snuck out to try to get torps on Peyton, I think was the plan.
Yeah.
He may yet get... Nope, they don't have the range. So now they're just fishing blindly for Ganser. They know approximately where he is.
It's the problem when you butt up to an island. It's hard to get away from that island.
Mm-hmm. Fry's going to slide back in briefly and hold the E-cap steady. John's done a brilliant job of weathering the fire on this flank and staying in as well.
Mm-hmm. Kremlin doing Kremlin things. He has 1 final heal. Peyton has 2. And he's using his now. Second to last. Well, Acarona does get the C cap, so that's good for KSM.
They're closing the gap. It's almost down to 200 points now as D&E remain contested. But you have to I feel like they're probably just waiting on a kill. Like it feels like until something changes from a ship count perspective, nobody wants to make a mistake. Nobody wants to be the guy that gets dead.
Yep, absolutely. And at the same time, you've got this poor Marceau that has to sit there to stall the E cap.
Yeah, I feel like the Conqueror is is going to be the next thing to die, Zath. Red's trying to sneak out of here. He's got conga line torps coming in. His next heal is 10 seconds away. I'm not sure he's going to make it.
He's got 5, actually. 2, 1.
And he's smashing that button. He does get to it. Here come the torpedoes.
He's on cooldown.
And I think he's okay.
He'll be fine from torps.
Oh, he's not. They kill him in the middle of the heal.
Yeah. Wow.
Big kill for Resin. They're going to push Ganser out of the way, casually knock him off the board. That ought to do it. If
that will clean up. Yeah.
No, go ahead.
That'll absolutely clean up the match for Resin, or the game. I mean, there's really no way back in for KSM.
If you're KSM, you really don't have a way back in at this point. You don't have the board pieces. You don't have the position. Jinsey looks like... I thought Jinsey was going to move up and be like, let's just go ram or something, but no. He's just chilling there.
Oh, his problem is he can't really move forward. He's shooting the water, so... Okay, there we go.
Okay.
Wow.
He moved up, I think, just trying to clean things up, to give Peyton that shot.
Yeah.
And that's going to do it.
When you're shooting the water... When you're shooting the water, that means that the wipe has been called.
Yeah, pretty much.
And just shoot the water, get yourself spotted, whatever, who cares? And let's move on to the next game and not waste everyone's time.
There's a part of me that makes me wonder if that was actually called, because the guys on the one line are all still trying to kill Eagle Lance.
Well, there's also another thing to be said about practice.
Well, that's fair as well. Good game from both teams. Resin going away with the win. Looking good here in game 1.
Yep, moving on. Next up is going to be Hotspot.